Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. The weekend comes, my cycle hums, ready to race to you. These days are all happy and free. These days are all share them with me. Blue black, gray sky, yellow, blue. There's nothing can hold me when I hold you. It feels so right, it can't be wrong. Rockin' and rollin' all week long. These days are all happy and free. These days are all share them with me. I wanna cruise her around the town, show everybody what I found. Rock and roll with all my friends, hoping the music never ends.
Adventure for Relic's back with you, folks. We're going to do something different again. I've never seen anybody do an in-depth roundup of soda bottles, so we're going to give it a whirl here. I won't get too crazy with it, but try and show you some interesting ones from back in the day, and we'll see if we can have some. You'll enjoy seeing some of the different designs through the years of some of the manufacturers and whatever. So anyway, without further ado, here we go. First, we're starting off with the Pepsis. Got a nice Pepsi here from, well, what, 40s, 50s, I guess. It doesn't say where it's from, but anyway. And then next, we move into the 60s. 50s and 60s here with this design. The spiral. And from the same time period, we move in with a 16-ounce Pepsi here. One pint. And then we move up to the big guy, same time period once again, 30-ounce, or no, excuse me, 26-ounce. 26-ounce Pepsi, the spiral design. And also, here is my smallest Pepsi bottle. They made small Cokes like this too that you can find, but I've never been... I found one and have to look through my stuff because I didn't come across it. Anyway, there's a little small guy. Now, as we get newer here, I'm not too sure in order, but anyway, then we move on to the clear glass here, where it has no deposit, no return. Pepsi, and I believe this design is later than that one, but I could be wrong. They might be backwards. Anyway, we're moving, 70s, 80s, somewhere in around there. Probably 70s for this one, I'd say. So anyway, there's our Pepsis, and now we'll change gears here. Now we'll go into Cokes. So here's our first old Coke. Now I can look for, no, the date's on the bottom, eh? Yeah, okay, so we got a 58 here. Just with the regular gloss embossing. Ours are not the nice green gloss like the American ones are. And once again, well, we're in the 50s here. And now we move up later into possibly the 70s. Now this is an ACL painted logo on that one, but still the short little stubby bottle. Don't know if I can zoom in here a bit. No, not too much. It's better if I pick them up and bring them to the camera, I guess. Okay, good enough. Now, moving on. Next, we've got a green gloss one, and I would suspect this is from the States, because our glass is not green. Didn't get all the staining off this one, but once again, it's an ACL. The 12-ounce size. And then last but not least, now we move up. This is a short stubby, no deposit, no return. Just clear glass, so that's later. And finally, once again, no deposit, no return on the Diamond Coke here. Alright, I'll come back at you when we get things loaded up again, folks. Okay, back at you, folks, and we're going to go with some big 26 ounce, or 28 and 26 ounce bottles here. First up, I got two products from Coca-Cola Company, Sprite and Fanta. Bring them a little closer to the camera here. And once again, 50s, 60s time frame here. There's our Sprite. Hey, goes to the side. And next up, I don't know if you folks would be familiar with this or not across Canada. We had them all over Ontario back in the day. This came from London, Ontario, this particular one, but the Pop Shop. I remember them. Yeah. And next up, of course, 7-Up. 28 ounce. And then the next big guy is a local one in my neck of the woods here in Northern Ontario, Temagami Dry Ginger Ale. And this particular one is out of North Bay. Yeah, there now you can see it, the end's sort of gone, but anyway, yeah, that's a local bottle. Okay. And next up, this is one, back in the day, they were the only ones that made a 16 ounce fluid pop bottle when I was a little kid. And I used to go with my cousin and buy one of these because you got so much more pop for it. But it took me about 3 to 4 years to finally dig one of these up out of the ground. So I'm happy to have one example of it anyway. Okay. Next up, we got a set of kissed bottles here. It says on the one bottle that it was bottled in Stratford and Montreal. So Stratford, Ontario and Montreal, Quebec. The rest of the bottles do not say where they were bottled at. Anyway, these are the different varieties. This being the earliest one, which is from the 1920s. Art Deco bottle. And then next, moving on, this time frame would be more like the 50s, 60s, these Kiss bottles here. This very same logo, a little rougher in shape, but just two different size bottles. And then finally we have our newest version here of Kissed. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, this is the one that's embossed with Stratford and Montreal, Quebec. Okay, that's those guys. And next, moving on here. I forget where this zip is from. Doesn't say on the back where, and no, not on the bottom. So I did know where this is from, but I forget. And it is just 4 fluid ounce soda bottle. And this other little guy is from Toronto. Sunnyside Beverages in Toronto, and Mini Pop. And I'm not too sure when these date from, but I don't believe they're real old. Maybe 60s, 70s, something like that. Okay, so that's those guys. And we'll load up the table with some more. Be back at you. Next up, we have a set of 7-Up bottles. So working from the left to the right here, we've got the earliest versions here on the left. Little 7-Up here, content 7 ounces. And then going up to 12, this one's from Toronto. Then this is a newer version. And finally, we have the no deposit, no return. And just a larger version of that. They're harder to find, the big ones. This is the only one I've ever found. Okay, so there's our 7-Ups. Next we have a set of Fantas here. I showed you a big 28 ounce green Fanta earlier. This is just a smaller version of the same thing. From Coca-Cola, once again, product of Coca-Cola. And here's another version with a different ACL on it. And then we go to this little guy here. Would have been, yeah, 7 fluid ounces. Nice little bottle. Okay, that's the Fantas. Now we'll do a set of Canada Dry here. These are this one's out of Toronto. And another 60s bottle here. And this one out of New York. Club Soda, Canada Dry Water. Or excuse me, Club Soda, yeah, it's Canada Dry Water. Next we have Canada Dry Pale Ginger Ale, and you can see that the paper label has survived, and actually the original cap too, if I can get it up. Oh boy, let's see if you can see that. I'm going to have to get some more lighting on it for you. Hang on a minute here. Just so you can make the cap's very dark. But anyway, original cap on that one. And then last but not least, I believe this is an earlier version here. I think, does it possibly have a date here? I think we may have a date on the bottom. Ginger Ale, Canada Dry. No, we don't have a date. Anyway, this is an earlier version of Canada Dry here. With it being written down the front. So that's cool. So those are our Canada Dries. Only have 2 versions of Mountain Dew here. This is a much later one. Normally it had the picture of the hillbilly guy on it with the jug and whatever. So this is a newer version, probably 70s. And then, well, this is even, no, that could be 60s. This is definitely 70s. And you can see the, well, maybe you can't. Hang on a minute till I get the light on it here. See if you can make out the hillbilly guy here. Hang on. Hard to see. Holy moly. Well, there, you can see a bit of him holding the jug, Mountain Dew. Oh, that's kind of cool. So there's our Mountain Dews. Next up, we have a set of Team bottles. This being the oldest one. Pretty sure most people remember that in the 60s. And of course we have a newer one, which is no deposit, no return. The little bottles. Next up, we have a Wink from Canada Dry. Yeah, this is another product from Canada Dry. There we go. That's our Wink. And this I did not show with the 7-Ups, but this was a product of 7-Up. Howdy. Cool little design on that bottle. Next up, a couple versions of Uptown. I'm sure, yeah, these are from the States, I know that. But we got a nice emerald king size Uptown, 60s, and then just a different ACL on this one. uptown, and I believe we have Toledo, Ohio. This guy's from. Next, we have 3 versions of Pure Spring, and these are all out of Ottawa, Ontario. Nice design, still a little rust to clean up on that ACL. And here's an earlier version. 10-ounce bottle, Pure Spring. And finally we have this emerald green. Would have been a ginger ale. And of course this is the one that's embossed with Ottawa, Ontario on the bottom. Alright, now we have a Wilson's Ginger Ale from Toronto. Nice emerald green. And next we have 2 examples of Nesbitt's of California. These were bottled in Ottawa. There's 2 different variations of the ACL. The ACL is different. Or excuse me, the ACL is different. And the bottle is also got different design on it too. Okay. Next up, here's some orange crushes. We got 2 different varieties here from the 60s. Little different ACL logo on them. This one has the flowers and saying money back bottle at the top of it there. Okay, and next, just a plain Jane, a lot of caseware. You can see the ACL is different though on the embossing of Crush. And last but not least here, the amber one, I'm afraid, is not in real good shape, but this was the first Orange Crush bottles. And most of the ACL is missing, of course, on the back. That's our amber one. And then we've got another, just a plain clear one here. I don't know if it'll focus, the camera focusing on that. Yeah, the light just seems to be washing out the clear glass. But anyway, that's our other Orange Crush. And here we go with a couple examples of Art Deco Mission bottles, but they have the ACL in California. Well, headquartered in California, but they did bottle it in other places. And then we have the blue version, Mission of California. It doesn't say where it was bottled, but anyway, that's our 2 examples of that. Next up, we've got a Perkins John Collins and a Squirt, which were most of the time used for mixing drinks, of course. They were like a, like a gin tonic or lemon lime drink mix anyway. Or no, excuse me, this is grapefruit flavor on the Squirt, and that's out of Toronto. And John Collins, which is a mixer for a drink. And this is from Waterloo, Quebec, actually. Wow, interesting. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Okay, next, moving on here, we've got a Winnet light sparkling wine. This is not a soda. And this is out of Niagara Falls, Canada. Well, there we go with that guy. Next up, we've got a Tab sugar-free beverage. I remember when this came out when I was still a kid in the 60s. First sugar-free soda that I seen introduced. Really cool with the little stars on it. Love the design of it. Next up, we've got Delicious Vitality. ACL once again, and look at that, bottled in Petawawa, one of the big military bases in Canada here in Ontario. Okay, so that guy. And next, I've drank enough of this when I was a kid. Hires Root Beer. Nice ACL on that one. Next up, we got an IBC root beer out of Dallas, Texas. 5 cents refund. No, well, I guess you can see the embossing a bit, but not real clear. And that guy. And then up next we have a cream soda bottle. I've got a cowboy on a horse here. Cream soda. If we go to the other side, it'll say Sioux City. This one was bottled actually in Iowa. But on the bottom you can see all the different states that it was bottled in. Connecticut, Delaware, Massachusetts, New York. So many different places anyway. But I just love it for the horse. Bucking bronco, you know, rodeo style thing. Okay. Here's a little set of Schweppes. Now, they were known, or I always knew them for Schweppes Ginger Ale. This is out of London, Ontario, where this was bottled. So we got a tonic water. And our next one is a Schweppes Club Soda, which is out of Montreal, Canada. So, 2 little examples of that. Alright, here we go. Next we have a New Grape. Nice Art Deco bottle. And this one is... no, doesn't say where this is bottled, but an American soda bottle anyway. Nice embossing and design on it with the star and New Grape. Don't know how well you can see that. Looks like it's getting washed out in the light here. New Grape. Cool little bottle. And next up we have from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, another little Art Deco soda. Hopefully you can make out Sioux Falls there. Nice little cool little Art Deco soda. So here's our last installment to the soda bottles here, folks. We're going to do some Art Deco ones here. Well, actually a few other older ones. So anyway, let's start it off here. I'm going to have to bring these to the camera so that you can make them out. Contents 7 ounces. SV Horn ABW, and this is from Kingston, Ontario. Next one up here, we've got an old Pure Springs from Ottawa, Pure Springs Company. Yeah, I think it's even embossed on the bottom here. If you can make out the P and S on the bottom there. Alright, moving on. The only one I can't identify here is this little guy. Nice design, Art Deco. Says it's dated 1926 on the bottom. Don't know if I'll be able to get that to focus in for you or not. Let me see. Okay, there. The date's right at the top. I don't think we're going to be able to get that in focus for you. But anyway, yeah, some type of soda bottle. Contents 6.5 fluid ounces. But just don't know where this guy is from. Moving on. Next up, we've got an Orange Dandy Company Limited. This is dated February 23rd, 1922. Yep, 1922. Nice Art Deco design. Beautiful little bottle. That's cool. I'll just see if I can get the embossing clear for you here. Orange Dandy. No, it's not focusing, is it? Hang on a sec here. Let's see what we can do here if I go off to the side. Yeah, well, a little bit. Orange Dandy Company Limited. Okay, moving on. Next we've got a Reinhardt from Guelph, Ontario. Nice design. Yeah, actually I've done a better job of cleaning this one too, so. Yeah, right there, Guelph, Ontario. So there we go for that guy. Next up, have a Trudel Beverages. They're local to Northern Ontario. I've seen them marked with North Bay, Ontario, and also Cobalt, Ontario. The great silver mining town. Contents, 6.5 fluid ounces. I don't know how well you're seeing. Yeah, I guess you can see the Trudel embossed on there. Okay, that's that guy. Next, followed up by another Art Deco soda from North Bay, Ontario again. Actually, this is from, let's see if we can make this out, McDonald's and Son Limited, North Bay, Ontario. Beautiful design. Just love this bottle. Now, actually, I've seen the same design of this bottle with ACLs imprinted on it for other companies. But anyway, that's that guy. And to round out and finish our soda bottle collection here, we've got a really rare animal here. This is a soda bottle from Pembroke, Ontario, and at the top looks like a C, but it is a G, Gold Lion Beverages. Now, this was a short-lived company from late 20s just to mid-30s. But anyway, I was very happy to dig this one up because there is only 2 other examples of this bottle to exist. So I really happy to have that. Okay, well, that's the soda bottles, and we'll come back at you with a new batch and different style of bottles. Okay, bye for now.